And so I was an award-winning honors graduate from George Mason's economic department. Didn't know I was a nerd, did you?
Yes.
So I was kind of an outlier in the economics department for a couple of reasons. One, I was older than all the students and sometimes some of the professors. And the second reason is I did not buy into the modern conservative economic theory. In fact, I really thought it fell short, and I still do. I really leaned toward the Austrian theory of economics. Don't know what I'm talking about? So let me tell you. So the conservative modern theory of economics basically says everything that you do, every decision you make is for one purpose and one purpose only. And it's to increase the dollar value of your net worth. That's it. Every decision you make, everything you do, just to increase your financial net worth. And I'm like, no, 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 no. We're far too complicated beings for that. So the Austrian theory of economics basically says that we make lots of decisions all the time. And we do lots of things that have no financial value at all. Like love, marriage, paying it forward, right? Kids. In fact, it says that sometimes we even do things that will decrease our value, financial value, like kids, right? For what? So the Austrians believed that if there wasn't a dollar value, they would give it utility. And so the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because I was having a conversation with my business coach, Court Maddox, just about a month ago, and we were talking about 3 reasons why people do not buy goods or services. He said first is they don't need your good or service, or they don't like your good or service. So the second is because you have not given them the knowledge or the education they need for your service. And the third reason why they won't buy is because you have not shown them the value of your service. So he said, Cindy, asked me the big question, Cindy, so what is the value of happiness? Everybody says, Cindy, I want to be happy, or Cindy, I want to be more happy in my marriage. Cindy, happiness is priceless. I'd pay anything to be happy. Well, if that were true, I would have a wait list the size of my arm of clients. They'd be sitting on the streets of Middleburg waiting to come through my door. And that's not the case. So one thing that I found, Court, in the last 10 years is people have a huge capacity for tolerance of unhappiness and pain and grief in their life before they will reach out for help. So just like happiness has benefit, they called it utility, we also have things like unhappiness that somehow has value to people. Somehow. So what is the value of unhappiness? That's really the question here, right? What is the value of unhappiness? What are you willing to tolerate, and why? What is the value of grief? The value of depression? The value of never feeling good enough, or strong enough, or successful enough, or pretty enough, or skinny enough? What is the value of going home to a combative spouse? What's the value of your unhappiness? What's the value of having a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-love? What's the value of having a superego that beats the crap out of you for every single tiny little mistake you make every day? So what's the value? And what's the tipping point? At what point do you say, enough? This is too much. I can't tolerate any more. At what point do you say, I deserve more and I deserve better? At what point do you say, stop, I can't do it anymore. I can't control the people around me. I can't fix all the people around me. At what point do you look in the mirror and say, I am the common denominator in my unhappiness. Therefore, I am the common denominator in my happiness. At what point do you say, I am so tired of trying to fill that void inside of me with money, with things, with food, with alcohol, with work? And you wait until your tolerance point gets so big that you're miserable, that you feel broken inside, that you feel so depressed you're considering suicide. You wait until your marriage is broken and no one can fix it. Is that what you deserve? Is that what you want? Every single person in here and every single person you know is imperfect, and they were raised by imperfect parents and they lived in an imperfect home, which means you have imperfect models of what a mother is, father is, man is, wife is, what sex is, money is. And you take those imperfect models and you brought them to your life today. Every single person in this room could benefit from working with me. So raise your hand here if you could not benefit from better communication skills.
Could not.
Could not. Raise your hand here if you could not benefit from learning more relationship skills for your relationship toolbox. Raise your hand if you could not benefit from learning how to do conflict in a way that brings you closer together, not further apart, that moves you forward, not backward. How many of you could not benefit from learning how to use your words with your heart, learning how to speak your needs, your truth, your no? Because you deserve a clean yes. How many of you could not benefit from more self-love, self-esteem, and self-confidence? Happiness is your divine right. Every person in here and every person you know deserves more happiness. This is more. So what do you want? Do you want the benefit of happiness, or do you want the utility of unhappiness? I would ask you to choose happiness. Thank you.